name's Anthony Jenkins, and this is my father Darren and my sister Desiree. And they have questions on my study of epithelium for one of my classes. So, Father, what are some of your questions?
Well, my first question is, what are the functions of epithelium?
So, there's four main functions, I'd say, and that's secretion, protection, transcellular transport, and detection of sensation. So,
what are some examples of secretion?
So, many epithelial glands contain gland cells that produce multicellular and unicellular secrete enzymes and mucins and water for waste products. And exocrine glands are ductless glands that release secretions into interstitial fluids, lymphs, and bloods. So for insides, it's ductless, right? And then enzymes such as the female's mammary glands, so the breast of a female, that produce milk. And there's also perspiration, like so. Say if you're playing a basketball game, you're getting all sweaty. Yeah, that's form of secretion, and of examples of exocrine glands as well.
So, what do you mean when the epithelial tissue gives protection?
So, epithelial tissue is one of the first tissues in direct contact with the outside environment and helps protect against abrasion, dehydration, chemical and biological agents. So you can think of epithelial tissue kind of like body armor in a sense, because it protects. It's like your first defense against the outside world, but it's also a defense against like pathogens and things for your insides as well. So it's good. It acts as kind of like a barrier for your insides and outsides.
What's transcellular transport?
Transcellular transport. There's epithelial tissue. If looked upon extremely closely, there's actually two types of epithelial tissue. One is microvilli and cilia, and they're kind of they kind of look like carpet-like substances, but microvilli, it helps with absorption and secretion through the glands and stuff. So it helps move things, travels in a distance, and cilia. It's contained usually in areas for your like lungs and throat, and it'll help mucus actually go up and catch pathogens, and protects you in a way too, right? So they're both really good. That's how they move things, right? But they have that like carpet. That microvilli is a little bit longer, and cilia is really short. So those are the two main types. Yeah.
How does the epithelium detect sensations?
There's specialized epithelial called neuroepithelial, and that helps the nervous system detect sensations such as like taste, sight, like the pressure of your skin on substances and stuff. So you can kind of think of it as kind of like spider senses, right? So when you're going to react to situations, it just helps the nervous system. That neuroepithelial helps the nervous system react to situations such as that. So it's really cool. That's one of my favorite parts of epithelial. And then, do you have another question, Debbie?
How many layers of epithelium are there?
Well, there are 7 main types of epithelial. Some are such as, there's simple epithelium, and they're fragile and just a thin line of cell tissue you only find simple epithelial lying and protecting the insides of your body. And there's stratified epithelium, and that has 2 or more layers, cells built above each other of the basal lamina. Usually stratified epithelium is found in the lining of the mouth and the surface of the skin. Squamous epithelium is irregular looking compared to the simple or stratified. Squamous epithelium is found lining the respiratory surfaces of the lungs and found in the ventral body cavities, the inner surfaces of the circular system. Cuboidal is these little hexagon little boxes with the nuclei cells in the center of them. You'll find cuboidal epithelium areas like the pancreas and the salivary glands. There's the columnar epithelium, and they look like little towers, like built stacked by side each other. And this tissue helps protecting and absorbing or secreting. Columnar lines the stomach, intestinal tract, and uterine tubes, and many other excretory ducts. And then there's cytostratified columnar epithelium. That's a mixture of layered stratified cells. This unique tissue usually lines the nasal cavity, the trachea, the bronchi, and portions of the male reproductive tract. And there's also the transitional epithelial, and that's also very unique. It resembles stratified epithelium, so layers, but with the ability to distend or stretch, so you can kind of moves a little bit, right? You'll find transitional epithelial located around the pelvis, uterus, or the urinary bladder, areas such as that. But those are the 7 main ones. Yeah, I think is that good for you guys? It's good.
Yeah, I think that's
I think that's all the
informative.
questions that
All
we
right.
have.
Thank you so much.